we have Ms. Cara Peralta, Prime Infra Market Sector Lead for Waste. Good morning, Ma'am Cara.
Good morning, Johnny.
And please tell us about Prime Waste Solutions.
Okay, so thank you for being here today. So Prime Waste Solutions is a company that was developed and built by Prime Infra Group under Mr. Enrique Razon Jr.'s group of companies, together with ICTSI, Bloomberry, that carries Soler, etc. So Prime Waste Solutions is part of the Prime Infra Group. Prime Infra is a developer of critical infrastructure in the Philippines and around the world, focusing on three main business sectors. So the first business sector would be water, where we do bulk water supply and water distribution. You might be familiar with Manila Water or Clark Water. This is where those businesses are carried. We also have a dam with Wawa JVCO. That's where we do that business. Next would be our sustainable energy business sector. Here you'll find the Malampaya business, where we supply natural gas in Luzon. That is responsible for about 20 to 30% of the electricity generated there. We have a number of solar projects as well and hydropower projects for development under that business sector. But today, we focus on the sector called waste and sustainable fuels. So that's where PWS is carried. So PWS is a business where we do optimized waste handling, focused on segregation, sorting, recycling, and pretreatment. So we really built this facility because we saw that there was a demand for proper waste solutions in the country. We saw that the market was fragmented. We saw that private participation was absolutely necessary, and we saw that it was absolutely necessary to build large-scale MRFs in the country, or materials recovery facilities. Our end goal with Prime Waste Solutions is to enable our other business in this sector, which is Waste Fuel Philippines. So Waste Fuel Philippines is a JV that we have with an American company called Waste Fuel Global, that converts various types of waste into sustainable fuels like methanol that can be used by ships, pyro oil, even sustainable aviation fuel in the future.
So, Ma'am, I guess you already answered the next question with what is the objective now. So
Yes.
we definitely know the objective now.
Yes.
But how long was the construction of these facilities in Porac, Pampanga?
So here, including land acquisition, site suitability testing, took a little under a year to develop.
That was really fast.
Yeah, so what the beauty of this facility is, a lot of its components are modular equipment coming from Europe and Asia. So we were able to import it fabricated already. So what we had to do was just install it in our warehouse. So the focus really on the construction was the road development, site development, warehouse, drainage, all of these things, which as an expert in infrastructure development, we had the right resources to do so in a short amount of time.
Yeah, we saw the road networks,
Yeah.
and it was really good. It was an ease going in here. No?
Yes.
And the facility looks very brand new and very, really sanitary, as
Yes.
you may call it.
Yes.
But what is the capacity of this particular facility?
Okay, so the capacity can handle up to 5,000 tons per day. So right now, we have 2 lines of equipment installed. So if we have a 24-hour shift, these 2 lines can currently accommodate 4,000 tons per day. So we have 2 more lines on standby that we can install once the volume of the waste increases in this facility. So we're just managing the efficiency of the site. That's why we didn't install everything, all 4 lines at once. So we're going to gradually do that so that we can run the plant efficiently.
So we're showing them videos right now of
Okay.
your equipment.
Yes.
So these are the 2 lines that we're showing on.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So what composes these 2 lines?
Okay, so these 2 lines basically, when the trucks come in, there's a tipping area in the warehouse that you're probably flashing on the screen right now, and the waste is discarded there. So that waste with our heavy equipment will be transferred to the conveyance system. So the conveyance line will be set up so that our materials recovery attendants or our manual pickers will be there to get recyclables that are easy to recover. So these are your scraps, metals, cardboards, and that will be sold as recyclables immediately. But we acknowledge that there is a limit to the capacity of manual handling of waste. So this conveyance system will then feed into the sieve. So think of the sieve as a vibrating strainer, if you will. So it shakes off the organics and the inorganics and separates them so that we can properly segregate and sort different sorts of waste. So once that sieve process is done, where it's separated, it goes through an air density separator, and then the inorganics are going to go through a shredding process, and then we can produce what we call refuse-derived fuel. So refuse-derived fuels are shredded plastics that can be used as a coal alternative, and usually cement companies use this for their power systems on their sites. The organics then will be separated, compacted, and baled. And we believe that in the short term or medium term, we will be able to enable our waste fuel business, as I mentioned earlier, and select the appropriate conversion technology to make use of the organics as well. So we acknowledge as well that there will be residuals in the waste stream that comes in. But what we've committed is that even if there are residuals, meaning waste that can no longer be upgraded or converted, so examples of this would be your soiled diapers, sanitary napkins that have been used, broken glass, we will still compact and bale it and then put it in a storage area. So we've allocated a large part of this facility for residuals so that we can place our baled residual wastes there.
So, what is the storage? How many years is the storage for these bales?
Yeah, so right now, this property that we've already acquired is about 50 hectares. However, we have the option to expand the area a little bit more should the need arise. However, based on our aspirations and calculations on what we want to recover, the facility on its own can have a life of 20 to 30 years. So we're really working hard on the recovery part of the operations so that we can make sure that there's an output to the waste that we recover.
So, these unrecovered, baled materials, of course, these are excess, right?
Yep.
Do you also put them in a landfill? Is that what you call what do you call those?
The cells.
Yeah, the cells.
Yeah, so there is a temporary storage area for baled wastes or the organic waste that we feel can be put into the waste fuel system in the future. And then we have a provision for cells as well for residual wastes that we don't think can be upgraded anymore.
All right. So, how many facilities does PWS have nationwide?
So currently we have one operational facility in Cebu. It's about a 17-hectare property that caters to the entire province, about 60% of the total waste generated of the province. And we had just inaugurated this facility in Pampanga last June 5, and we're ready to accept waste already. And then we also have another facility that we started development on in the south.
So far, ma'am, how many LGUs or how many companies, private companies, and I have another question follow-up with this one now. How many are subscribing to or giving, putting their waste here? How many companies?
So right now, since we just started, we are in the works of contracting and discussing with relevant LGUs, relevant private companies. So we're just starting to pick up our volume. So we anticipate that volume will pick up around August onwards. Right now, we have the waste of our host LGU, which is PORAC, and we're already in advanced conversations with private companies that I can't name right now because we're in negotiations currently. But it looks very promising. This market is very promising.
How many tons does PORAC pour in here?
For PORAC, there's about 60 tons of waste that comes
60
in.
tons, okay.
and that's just one municipality in Pampanga. So you can imagine the volume that Pampanga alone will generate. We estimate about 1,500 tons in Pampanga alone, and obviously our aspiration is to be able to capture neighboring communities and LGUs as well.
That is per day for Porac?
Per day, per
60
day.
tons per day?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we all know there is this issue with Kalangitano, which is a sanitary landfill. What is your view on that? I mean, could you guys like just coexist for the LGUs and everyone?
I think at the end of the day, the operations of Kalangitan and PWS is quite different because, as mentioned earlier, what we're focusing on is resource recovery, or we're really a materials recovery facility, and we do not wish to focus on landfilling. But indeed, I believe there's a lot of waste. All these facilities should be welcome because as our population grows, as economic development happens, the more waste facilities like this that we need. So we are not really, we're not really competing, but we're coexisting, and we're introducing something new to the industry.
Are you also accepting medical waste, industrial waste?
So industrial non-hazardous waste, yes, we have the capability to accept that. Right now, we're working on our permits to be able to receive treated hazardous waste. And we have in our site development plans an area for which it will be contained. We expect our permits to come out around August or September.
Ma'am, with medical waste, you consider it as hazardous, right? Will you be adding equipment when you accept medical waste?
So right now, it's not in the plan to treat medical waste, but what's in our plan is to receive treated medical waste, meaning it will already go through the treatment process with other specialists who do that, and then we will receive once it is treated already.
Ma'am, what happens when equipment bogs down or malfunctions?
Okay. So because there are several lines in this area, there's a natural backup system. So the idea is really one will be a redundancy to the other, so that we will always have capacity to run the line. And there are temporary storage areas here as well, so that if in case there's anything that happens to the equipment, we have time to rectify and repair. But we feel that we have enough redundancy in the system so that this will not happen. We also have an expert team of technical people who are here 24/7 supporting and maintaining these equipment.
Ma'am, what is the capacity of one line in a day?
Okay, so one line with one shift is about 1,000 tons per day. So we anticipate, once we're fully operational and fully ramped up, to have two shifts. So it's 2,000 tons per day per line.
Okay, when is that capacity be available for everyone?
So it's really, it needs to be carefully planned and aligned with the volumes coming in. So we will ramp up as the volume ramps up as well. But in terms of the equipment's capacity and ability to receive, it's here. It's just a matter of activating it once we are more, once the actual waste coming in is more visible to us.
Ma'am, what is your message for everyone here in Pampanga, in Central Luzon and home?
Yeah, so we, in Central Luzon, we look forward to servicing all the LGUs, private companies, municipalities needing waste disposal services. We commit to the area, to Central Luzon, that what we're providing is something new, the new age of waste disposal, where we focus on materials recovery facility operations, where we do recycling, processing, segregating, and treatment. And we commit also to safe operations, compliant operations, and more so, we commit to make sure that our host community is properly taken care of. We provide proper employment, livelihood programs, CSR programs. So here, we look forward to working with all of you, collaborating and understanding your waste disposal, waste management needs. And I know this will be a big venture for all of us.
Ma'am, thank you very much. We thank you for inviting us here. At
Thank
Prime
you.
News.
Nice to see you, John.
Nandito na ang bago niyong pambalitaan sa umaga. Kape, balita at opinyon. Kasama si Johnny D. Papa Kurt, Attorney Tanya Linga Tina Moran at Celine Fernandez. Ating talakayin at pag-usapan ng napapanahong issue sa Central Luzon at kalampagin ang mga kinauukulan sa gitna ng Kape, Balita at Opinyon. Alas 8 en punto ng umaga tuwing Lunes, Martes at Huwebes. Kape, Balita at Opinyon.